Hello, my name is Vicky Sanchez and welcome to Crafty Homesteading. So a lot of people have asked me if I can share the recipe, my rice and beans recipe with them. Every time I go to a cookout or a gathering, a party, people always ask me to bring my rice and beans. And I love sharing it. And finally I decided, why not? Of course, my aunt is the one that taught it to me, and I know she'd be very upset if she knew I shared it, but she's not on the internet. She's actually quite advanced in ages, so I think it's pretty safe to share it. So let's get to it. I already have some oil in the pan. I have about a 1/4 cup of oil in here. Perhaps it's a little bit much. Actually, I'm going to take some of it off. Okay, I have about 1/8 cup of oil here, and the star of this recipe is actually onions. I have about 3 cup onions here, about 2 large onions. And if you love onions, this recipe is for you. If you don't love onions, this recipe is still for you because you won't taste the onions. But the secret to this recipe is that you want this onion to get really nice and golden brown. Sorry about that. If it doesn't get caramelized, you won't get the full flavor of this recipe, and the secret has been wasted. Once this onion gets nice and brown, you have achieved the secret to this recipe. So we're going to get this onion nice and brown and golden brown, and once we get there, we'll meet back. So to recap, here we are, 3 cups of diced onions. About 10 minutes later, we have some nice golden caramelized onions later. And I'm Cape Verdean, so I'm following a Cape Verdean recipe that my tia, my auntie, taught me how to make. And this is how she's made it. She's, what, 90-something years old now? And she's made this since she was married. And she passed on the recipe to me. We call it JAG, and J-A-G. And I've been making it since I was in college, and I'm 47 years old now, and it's a family recipe. She says it's a secret, and apparently no longer, but this is a staple in our house, and my kids love it. Every kid that's ever eaten it loves it, and so because so many people want to know how to make it, I figured I'd share it with you, and I hope you like it too. Now, once it reaches this stage, you can go ahead and add the rice, or actually, go ahead and add your beans. You can either do fresh beans, but for the purpose of ease, we're going to add 1 large can, the 29 ounce of beans, liquid and all. Unless you're on a low sodium diet, then go ahead and get rid of the liquid, or if you're really opposed to it, go ahead and get rid of the liquid. But the liquid provides some flavor. Some people are really opposed to the liquid, so by all means, total preference. But I wash the cover, and sometimes I use beans that I cook myself in the pressure cooker, in the Instant Pot, and sometimes I use this. And when I do it in the Instant Pot, I use the liquids too that I cook the beans in. I put bay leaf and seasoned salt. Now, I'm adding about 3 cups of rice. That's 2 in here, and an additional 1. And then I'm going to fill this double the amount of this. So basically, for 3 cups of rice, I'm going to do about 6 cups of water. But because the beans had a little bit of liquid, then what I'm going to do is do a little less than 3 cups of water. A little less than 6 cups of water, sorry. Stir it around. And when you're cooking your onions, make sure you stir it constantly so that it doesn't scorch. Burnt onions taste so bad. And if you have a couple here and there, it's no big deal, but burnt onions taste so bad. This recipe tastes so good because of the caramelized onions. So basically I did so like 2.5 of these, so almost 3 of this of water. So what I'm going to do, sliding around a little, I bumped you a bit. I'm going to cook this on medium heat. But before we do that, I am going to add a capful of this. So that is about, let's see, a capful of the adobo is slightly less than a 1/4 cup. See, I'm the type of cook that cooks but just by sight, not by measurement, but it's about a little less than a 1/4 cup of this adobo. The 1 pound of Goya all-purpose seasoning, adobo all-purpose seasoning. So about a capful of the all-purpose seasoning. So what's in it? Garlic, onions, what else? Salt, granulated garlic, oregano, black pepper, turmeric, a whole bunch of stuff. And stuff that gives it flavor. I've also made my own before. When I ran out, I just made my own all-purpose seasoning. So what you're going to do is stir it, incorporate the seasoning really well. Cover it and cook it on medium temp until almost all the water disappears. And when almost all the water disappears, we'll meet back here and then I'll tell you what to do next. So our rice is cooking, and I forgot to say, for every cup of rice you want to double the water, but because I put the liquid that the bean came in into our pot, then I put slightly less than 6 cups of water. So I put almost 6 cups of water in our recipe, and we had 3 cups of rice. And our rice right now is cooking still. And also, I wanted to say again, this is what we're using for the only seasoning we're using is this, okay? 28 ounce and 1 capful of this. All right, we'll check back when this is the water, the liquid's almost disappeared in this. All right, I just want to apologize for the fan. I hope that you were able to hear me. I didn't even realize I had turned on the fan. There was a lot of steam coming, and with the camera and everything, I hope that you were able to hear me. Okay, here we are. It's hard to see, but the liquid has almost all disappeared. Just what you can see bubbling up. So now you're going to turn it to the lowest setting possible, which for me is warm. You're going to turn it down, lowest setting possible. Okay? Don't stir. Don't mess with the rice at all. Just leave it as is, lowest setting possible. Cover it. Smells wicked good in here. Grab yourself a Dunkin'. Gotta have my Dunkin' Donut. Smells wicked good in here. Oh my gosh. Grab yourself a Dunkin' and just leave it until your rice opens up, or the Florida, as we say. And I'll show you what I mean in a few minutes. We'll meet back up, okay? So at this point, just let it cook until the rice is absolutely tender. It will open up. You'll get nice and fluffy, and we'll meet back up here, okay? Here we are, and it's been 20 minutes later for me, and our rice is done. Let me fix the camera so you can see it better. Here we are. And the rice is done. Now, cooking time is going to vary because of the rice you use, your pot, the temperature of your stove, etc., etc. But for me, it's been 20 minutes and the rice is done. Please, now I am new to YouTube. I'm going to make lots of mistakes, but I'd appreciate your support. So like and subscribe below. Leave some comments so that YouTube can put me out there. And any questions, please leave them below. Thank you for watching, and I hope you will join me again. Thank you. Bye-bye.